One thing that might go unnoticed during the hubbub of the relays, but is an integral part in track and field, are the coaches that help prepare the athletes for their events. Coaches at Drake have even been in the realm of Olympic medalists. Aaron Hassanzadeh finds the coaches really do know the pressure of the athletes.
Hundreds of top athletes in colleges all around the country train to compete in the Olympic trials every 4 years, but only the best hit the qualifying marks to make the USA Olympic team. 2 are training right here in our very own Drake Stadium. For John DeGrave, this will be his first time training for the trials.
I always just kind of saw it out there as like that'd be an amazing thing to do. It's a good goal for me too. Like the time that I'd have to hit to make it there is like, I think realistic but difficult. So and I mean that's just where the best athletes in the U.S. go. So I really wanted to see if I could do it, see if I could hang with some of the best in the U.S.
And for LaRon Bennett, who has competed in 3 Olympic trials, it will be his last.
It's just one of those things where year in, year out, I just mentally keep myself strong. I try not to let people call me old, even though I just turned 30. But they say that's pretty young, maybe. But in track years, normally we peak at about 28 to 31, 33 range.
Not only does this pair train and race together, Bennett is DeGrave's coach. The duo started training in December and will compete in the 2016 Olympic trials and other collegiate meets along the way.
I'm nervous when I'm coaching, but it's just a whole different level of nervousness when you got your athletes that you've given them all your secrets, most of them.
DeGraves graduated from Drake last May. Bennett joined Drake as the hurdles coach this year after a career training in Georgia. The workouts during this time of the year are kept at a very high intensity to stay competitive with all of the other athletes around the country. While Bennett is the experienced coach, these runners learn from each other on the track.
It's still, I guess I show them that sign of respect that on any given day they could beat me.
All the dedication and effort these men put into their training comes down to less than a minute of racing.
If you aren't at your very best, on a day, you'll definitely pay for it.
Whether somebody's faster than you or slower than you, you can't necessarily control that. All you can control is what you do.
Coaches and athletes aren't the only participants to watch in the Drake Relays. At Drake, we also have the top high school athletes in the state perform on the Blue Oval. One of the most exciting races to watch at the high school level is the boys and girls shuttle hurdle relay. Waukee has always been an excellent showing when it comes to the shuttle hurdle and could even be considered a powerhouse. Today, we have the Waukee hurdlers here to talk about the opportunity to experience something legendary, the Drake Relays.
Thanks, Mark. I'm here with Maddie Rowe and Emma Dries, seniors from Waukee High School. They'll be competing in the 100-meter hurdles, the high jump, and the shuttle hurdle this weekend, and we can't wait to see what they have in store for them. Thanks for joining us. First off, I'd just like to ask how you guys got started with relays and track in general.
We started in, I would say, middle school and kind of worked up from there in high school. I've always wanted to run, so.
Did you guys have any background experience before, or did you have parents that ran track? Or?
My dad ran track in high school,
okay.
And so I've always wanted to do it, and then I got started in middle school.
Okay.
My parents ran in track as well, but
yeah. Is there any pressure with that, or because your parents have ran, or?
My dad ran hurdles in high school, but then he went off to college and did basketball. So.
Oh wow, there you go.
So,
yeah, my parents were never like huge into track,
okay.
So it's not big pressure.
That's awesome. So what are you guys looking forward to this weekend? I know it's a huge weekend, and there's gonna be so many athletes.
I just say, Drake Relays is always fun to be around. It's a great atmosphere.
Right.
And I'm just excited to compete with a bunch of great competitors and watch everybody else run and see how our team does.
Yeah. So you guys have had 4 years of experience on varsity. Is that 4 years of experience at the relays as well?
Yes.
So how's that? What's the most nerve-wracking experience you guys have experienced?
My freshman year, I was so nervous. It's gotten a little better every year, but there's always that little bit of pressure because always have. I don't know.
I think it gets a little easier every year because you get more experience, but then at the same time, like, since it's our last year, you have to, like, make it count.
Right. Have you guys ever, like, forgot something or been really nervous at the start because you didn't get ready? I know I've had that experience before. But are you guys always prepared?
Sometimes I warm up too soon.
Yeah, we'll
get
warm
nervous.
up too early. Yeah. But we always have, like, our team always helps us get our stuff together. So we've been pretty well off for that.
What about stories? Track, I know, has a myriad of stories, a lot of falls, especially with hurdles.
Well, not necessarily in Drake Relays, but Emma has a funny story.
So I didn't hurdle until my freshman year.
Oh, wow.
So then my freshman year, my very first hurdle race, I really didn't know much at all. And it was like the first Saturday of the month, so the month when the day when the tornado siren goes off. So I was running, and I happened to hit one of like my fourth hurdle in the shuttle as the first leg, and exactly when I hit the hurdle, the siren went off.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought it meant I was disqualified or something for touching the hurdle.
Oh no.
So I like stopped and kind of like looked around and didn't know what to do, and then just walked off the track.
Walked off the track. So we were all down there just waiting, like, where's Emma at? And she was walking across the field, and we were like, wait, what? So yeah, that's a funny story to always look back on.
Yeah. Also, you guys are seniors, so that means you're going to be in college next year. What are your plans?
I'm going to Iowa, University of Iowa, and I'm going to try running track for their team there.
I'm going to Iowa State, and I'm going to try to run there as well.
So obviously that's a little bit of a rivalry. What's your take on that rivalry? Are you guys going to be like against each other all the time, or how does that work?
Well, we might not be doing it because she's going to do the heptathlete, and then she'll be a multi-eventer, and then I'm going to try to focus on high jump my first year, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay. So. And can you expand a little bit on heptathlons and what you will be doing then at the collegiate level?
So it's 7 events, and then the events are high jump, long jump, shot put, javelin, 800, 200, and 100-meter hurdles.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff. What will be your favorite event, do you think? Hurdles still?
My favorite? Yeah, probably hurdles, because I still have to learn a lot of the other ones.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
we'll see how that
I was an 800 runner, so that's really fun. It's definitely a hard race, but okay.
Yeah.
So are you guys are with each other a lot, I'm assuming. How do you guys have a good friendship, or like what's your relationship?
We're kind of like, I feel like our entire team is just kind of like, we're like a family. We act like that. We're all like sisters almost. There's definitely like we have our own bond there. So
I think we're closer, us two, than some of the others on our team, but yeah, as a whole, we're all pretty close.
Right, because you guys are with each other every day after school, practicing, and then I know it's a lot of time.
So yeah.
But so let's talk a little bit more about like the rival schools and one more time relays. What is the best part about relays? What's the best part about competing in the Drake Relays?
I'd have to say the competition.
Yeah.
Because you get the competition from all like 3A, 4A, 2A, 1A.
Right.
Not just the 4A like you do at state.
Yeah.
Like Mount Pleasant is going to be one of our huge competitors.
Yeah, they were our huge competitor. And in 3A, they always gave us a run for our money.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, just like the atmosphere around it, so.
Right. And last but not least, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
I mean, the shuttle's my favorite race.
Yeah, it's always
so
fun.
I'm really looking forward to the shuttle.
It'll be our last shuttle at Drake for the seniors, so that's kind of, it'll be sad, but it's like bittersweet. It'll be fun.
Thanks again for joining us. Back to you, Mark.
The Waukee teammates seem confident when it comes to hitting the blue oval this weekend, but they will have to look out for a trio of rough riders.
Roosevelt set the Drake Relays record last year at 142.20. It is Roosevelt in lane 141.66.
Des Moines Roosevelt has a strong history of track and field, with 7 victories at relays last year, the highest in the meet's history for a high school team. Roosevelt set new relays records for the 4x1 and the 4x2, breaking their own records from 2011, as well as 5 other wins, including Alexa Hunt's throw in the shot put and Jalen Roberts-Lewis in the long jump. This year's team will be no different, but not without some competition. 4x1 and 4x2 teammates Jalen Roberts-Lewis, McKenna Schnack, and Tiana Lewis talked about their long-standing relationships as teammates and rivals.
And we were all like rivals when we were younger, like in middle school. Hated each other. And then we've been running together since we were like 5. So
the childhood rivalry seems to have passed, but with so many talented teammates, the competition for positions is still strong.
I already know I have to work for my spot. I never thought about that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of difficult because I feel like a lot of us have the exact same times or close in like speed. So it's all about kind of hard work and practice to see who gets to be on the relays.
What's the Rough Riders' secret? Handoffs and runner placement.
It's all a game, because also it's a strategy as well. It's because if we keep the same four, then the other opposing teams will know how to, I guess, put their fastest girls in a different position. So we want to always change up.
So watch out for the Des Moines Roosevelt Girls in the sprint and field events. If you look away for just a second, you might miss a great race.
It's pretty obvious that we love bulldogs here at Drake University. Whether it's Porterhouse, the beautiful bulldog, or our beloved mascot, Spike, there's always a bulldog cheering the Drake athletes on to victory. The relays takes a lot of preparation, not only for the athletes, but for our mascots too. Let's see what the Bulldogs of Drake have been up to lately.
Drake University is a campus full of diversity, but no matter what differences its students may have, there's one thing that will always bring them together: their love for Porterhouse.
I'm here with Porterhouse and his mom. So how does Porterhouse get ready for the relays?
Porterhouse gets a lot of baths during relays week because he's at so many events. So we have to keep him clean and all buffed and puffed and ready to seek all kinds of people. When he was a puppy, he had his mischievous moments for sure. I think he chewed up one of my shoes and just your typical puppy kind of stuff, but he's always been a really good dog. So really lazy, which I think helped keep him out of trouble as a puppy. But now he's just the most trustworthy dog. He's perfect.
I know Porterhouse is definitely my favorite bulldog.
Yeah, he's pretty adorable, but he doesn't have a street named after him yet. Paul Morrison Way, or Forest Avenue to some, is named after Paul Morrison, the famous Drake alum who's been working here for over 60 years. He's probably been to more Drake relays than anyone.
Yeah, the only one more beloved here than Porterhouse is probably Mr. Paul Morrison.
Relays are our window to the world, as I call them. And they're a great event, and they've succeeded over the years. My name is Paul Morrison. I have been involved with Drake for 65 years now, I guess. My family ties actually go back to 1902, when my mother and father met her as freshmen. My granddaughter graduated 2 years ago, Abby Dirks, and was the 14th member of my family to have a Drake degree. 14 members, yeah. Wow. You know, a lot of people wonder why we don't do better in the relays. But we bring in the best talent we can, and it's really not fair to the Drake track and field team but every now and then we have, in 1951 I think it was, we won the 3 major relays, 440, 880 mile relay with 6 different kids. That's one of my favorites, but the relays growth is amazing over the years. When I was in school, there were only about 30, 35 events. Now we've got 100 and some, and we cater to schools all over the country. And we just have to keep working to bring the good teams here, college-wise, and then extra ordinary people that are retired that are still competing. Like this year, I think he's got about 6 or 8 Olympians coming this year. But it's going to be a special relays from that standpoint.
It's amazing to see how someone can be so dedicated to their school for so long. I'm sure it'd be crazy to see all those Drake relays and see how they've changed and stayed the same through all the years.
Definitely. I'm really loving this Drake Relay spirit right now. With the Hy-Vee sponsorship, we see that there's something new every year at the Drake Relays.
We've been able to look at everything from high school to professional athletes today, as well as speak to some athletes making their way to the Blue Oval.
Be sure to tune in to our live coverage of the Drake Relays, Friday from 10 to 2 and Saturday from 1 to 5.
For Drake Broadcasting, I'm Mark Ryder.
And I'm Madeline Meyer.
Reminding you to have a great relays.
And have some fun.